This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview.
Joining us today is Colin Patterson, the CEO of Bluebird Merchant Ventures, following news that the company has raised £1.215 million to fully fund proof of concept production at its Kochang gold and silver mine in South Korea, expand the in-country team to accelerate developments at both of its mines, and for general working capital. So welcome back onto Stockbox, Colin. Thank you very much for joining us. Could you tell us a bit more about the recent funding and how it will be used to advance your South Korean gold mine projects?
Well, I can say that, good day, Mark, how are you going? I can say that we are very excited with what was raised. We, with our broker SI, who we are really pleased to have on board. They're a breath of fresh air to us. And when I spoke to them, I said, look, we need somewhere between 700 and $1 million to do proof of concept. And they said, let's give it a try. And they came up with 1.2, so oversubscribed. And there's obviously some appreciation for our exciting story out there.
Excellent. Okay. So how do you plan to use this money then? You have plans to restore the Gubong gold mines. How do you plan to do this?
Well, the team and I have over decades restored mines all over the world. We have in our portfolio 3 mines, one of which the Batangas, which is now in the hands of our Filipino partners, who will take us to free carry to production. And we have the 2 in Korea, which we want to focus on. And that's the reason why we let the Batangas one basically be taken over by someone else and allow us to use our resources on Korea. So first step, we have 2 big mines there. Well, two mines, one Kochang, one Gubong. And Kochang is the smaller of the 2, the easier of the 2. We've got fantastic community support. And it's the one where we need to test our theories, test our assumptions. We don't want to waste shareholders' money. And as you know, we've got a lot of skin in the game ourselves. So we don't want to waste the money that we've put in. We don't want to dilute ourselves unnecessarily or take unnecessary risks. So the first step is to do this proof of concept, which is basically using Kochang as our smaller of the 2 operations, and producing a bar of gold at the end of it, hopefully before Christmas. That would be the best Christmas present in the world for me. And in doing so, we will prove that the grade is there, the recoveries are what we said they would be, the costs are what we said they would be, that the community support remains there, the government support remains there. So it ticks off a lot of boxes. And once we show, look, we can do this at this smaller scale, and now it's scalable, I believe that's when we would potentially get the re-rating that I think our company really deserves.
Okay. So do you anticipate any challenges then? You're talking about getting a bar of gold before Christmas would be a great Christmas present, but do you anticipate any challenges, and how are you looking to mitigate them?
Sure, there's always challenges. I won't be the one to shy away from that. All the mines we've brought into production around the world have had their challenges, but the good news is we've been there, we've done it, we've overcome challenges time and time again. But the really good news is we're in Korea, and a lot of the challenges I've had with the team before are minor or minimal compared to what we've had before. So I'm expecting a fairly easy ride on this one. Of course, there will be things that crop up that we didn't expect, but that's the name of the game. And the good thing is we've got a team that's done it before many, many times. We're not wet behind the ears. We're almost Dad's Army doing this all over again.
Okay, so that was Kochang, but what about Gubong then? What are the plans there?
So Gubong is the company maker. It's the flagship of the company. It's a huge project, multiple ore bodies dipping in the same direction, and actually the 2 main veins join together towards the bottom of the mine, creating a very rich, big, wide seam going. The reports are, and obviously this taken with a pinch of salt. Reports are 20 grams a ton over 2 meters, which when we get there, the money would be rolling. But we obviously haven't built any of that in our scoping study, which we made an announcement on last week. This week?
Yeah, well, can you go into a bit more detail on that? Can you maybe explain the recent scoping study announcement and what it means for the future of the company?
Well, the scoping study essentially is what we as a team have known all along. And we were encouraged by SI and others to, hey guys, you really need to let everybody else know why you think it's such a good thing. So we put it out, and it really has amazing numbers. It's got an MPV of some 180 million or something to that effect. An MPV of the MPV is 180 odd million. The IRR well over 100%. And the cash flow once we've got all the operations going is a healthy 50 million free cash flow every year. Payback 2.5 years. So we're excited about it.
Excellent. Well, you mentioned, of course, the Philippines joint venture. That's the Batangas project. Could you just explain briefly how it fits into the overall development strategy?
So, most importantly, we need to keep our resources focused on Korea. And for that, we knew we couldn't take on Batangas as well. With the new government coming into play in Philippines, they've been there now for about 7 or 8 months. They've been far more progressive on mining. And we decided the best thing for us to get value out of this project, which we had already written down to 0 in our books, because of the previous government's attitude to mining. So we thought the best thing to do is to get a reputable, good local company to take this on, do all the legwork. We will obviously mentor them and give them our ideas and put in production meetings with them, etc. But they will do all the legwork. And we have total confidence that they will do this. At the moment, they're busy with the community support documents, which is something you have to do. We're doing it in Korea ourselves at the moment, and they're doing the one in Batangas. And from what I hear, everything's going pretty well, and we hope to make an announcement about that probably in the next week or two.
Excellent. Okay. Well, now you've got the money, you've raised the money. What can we think about in terms of sort of building shareholder value here in the company, and what news flow is due to come? What are you most excited about? You talked about Company Maker there with Gubong, but also the gold bar from Kochang. So, I mean, where's the excitement coming from both you, Colin, but also from shareholders' point of view?
Well, I do believe that we will have a pretty good set of news flow coming from the Batangas project, but also from our Kochang one. Not so much on Gubong, because as we said, that'll come after we've done proof of concept. But the thing that excites me most is that we have 100% of a potential resource of 1.5 million ounces in South Korea, plus, of course, the Batangas, which is just under 500,000. And that's big for a company like ours. I don't think there's many out there of our size that can claim to have that much to work with. And different from an exploration company who would probably come in and ask for the same sort of money we're asking for. We have the answers in the ground. They're actually having to go out and drill and find the answers. So those answers to me are the most exciting thing that we have. And as I say, we got the 2 mines in Korea that are permitted. All we're waiting for, which is the next probably piece of news coming out, is the mountain temporary use permit. And from all indications, that should be coming out probably next week sometime, and that's for both projects. And with that, once we've got that, we will have people on the ground doing all those expansion things, getting the equipment, getting the team up to size. And I'll be back with the team. I'm currently in London at the moment, but I need to get back to the team and start working with them next week. and most likely heading off to Korea myself.
Okay, so we can await those mountain temporary use permits, you say, hopefully next week, which will allow you to then actually get on the ground and start doing some of that work that you're talking about. So we hopefully can look out for some of those activities starting over the next few weeks. But for now, thank you very much, Colin Patterson there, the CEO of Bluebird Merchant Ventures.
Thanks, Mark. Have a good day.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.